Hold My Drink with Charlene and Ellie, a GoLoud original podcast, proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. An ice-cold can of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is so irresistibly tasty, it's worth protecting.
We did take that quick money, and I think that was the downfall of the whole thing because, that quick money did not help us sustain our creative energy and our creative flow. So I had cheated on her, and she flew up from LA to London, and I didn't have the guts to tell her that I cheated on her. And then that's when the addiction started, to try and numb myself and to try and bring people that I thought that loved me into the party life, and to keep repeating that and to numb myself to the pain, really. And that continued on.
Wow. Welcome to Hold My Drink with Charlene and Ellie. Our podcast is like a group chat between your best friends, the girls' bathroom and night out, where you spill all the gossip on relationship dilemmas and life. We are so excited to share that today's episode is proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, which has a magical, irresistible taste and needs to be protected at all times. Nothing beats an ice cold can of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, am I right?
I always have to hide mine at home. I was telling you last week about how they're actually learning at home now
to get their own.
Yeah, no, one or two still needs to be hidden. We have our cans beside us today. I've been through one already.
Yeah. It's so good that we're protecting. How far will you go to protect yours? If you're a return listener, welcome back. And if you're a new listener, welcome. Hold My Drink is out for you every Wednesday, but we also bring you bonus episodes every Monday, so you can listen to more of us now on the GoLoud app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
On this week's episode, we chatted to singer, actor and Janoskians star Beau Brooks. He was so lovely.
So lovely.
Not gonna lie, wasn't too familiar on him a few weeks ago when this idea came about, but I'm a Janoskians stan now. He's a fan. I'm a fan. Beau tells us all about starting the YouTube channel and their very quick rise to fame, the pros and the cons of being international superstars, and some of the controversy around their videos, which some of their videos...
very controversial.
Oh my lord. He also gets very candid about his mental health and addiction struggles and his sobriety and weight loss journey as well. Charlene met him 10 years ago. She pulled up the picture and showed him earlier on when we were chatting
on the podcast page.
And they also recreated the picture as well, which is very, very cute. Yeah. We help with advice about a friend group in Secrets from the Stalls. So to hear all of this and even more, keep listening and I hope you enjoy. Love you.
We recording this a little bit in advance because we have live shows coming up.
Yeah.
So we're not ignoring the live shows. If you're listening now being like, why aren't they done? It's because we haven't actually done them yet. That'd be really... Imagine we just ignored them.
Just didn't really
next
care.
week we'll be raving and talking about when Philly's in and being so excited. But yeah.
I don't think I'm mentally prepared for them yet.
Why? Tired still? Jet lagged?
No, I actually slept really good last night.
Yeah, so did I.
But I made sure that I had a late shower. I was texting you last night. Remember?
I don't think... Did you? The night I slept good. And your body's real tired.
Yeah, all warm and tired. And I put on sleepy moisturiser. Had a sleepy tea and sprayed my bed with sleepy spray.
So you were bound to sleep well.
I was knackered and it was so good.
I keep having mad dreams.
Yeah, I keep having mad dreams when I'm falling asleep during the day and I wake up and I'm like, why was I thinking that? Like,
I didn't have any naps during the day.
Oh, I did.
No.
My dad woke me up actually the other night from my bed and he was like, Ellie, just go to bed, will you? I fell asleep yesterday in my bed for an hour. Well, I set my alarm for 2 half-an-hour alarms.
Oh my God.
And I was lying on my bed.
Why didn't you just go to bed?
Because it was only like 6 o'clock.
Oh, fair, okay.
And I was the opposite way on my bed. My dad said he just looked at me. He was like, I looked in you earlier on. You were fast asleep. I was like, I needed it. I know.
Yeah. We're very lacking sleep after Vegas. But other than that, I'm getting my hair done this week.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You excited?
Yeah, I haven't left my hair this long in ages, but I'm changing it. So I just can't wait. I feel like it just my extensions are like they should have been
on their lap.
They should have been out 2 weeks ago. So I just feel like grody.
Can you not wait to scrub your head?
No,
or get a blow dry?
I just can't wait for them to not be
in your head.
Yeah, well, I'm getting some fillers back in, but
a few.
It's just because they're in so long now that I'm just like, oh, I love when they're like tight to your head. If I could have them fresh every week, I would.
The pain of that first sleep.
Mine never hurt.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it's bonds.
Bonds. I've had bonds. I don't think they were sore either. Beads I found sore.
I've never had beads.
Sleep.
Never had beads.
But Yeah. Anyway, we have a very long episode for you today.
We do, extra
we don't
long.
want to talk too much.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll fill you on the live shows next week and we're so excited.
Yeah.
So wait till I tell you is when we tell you a bit of a drama, story time from the week or life. And this
Or from
week,
10 years ago.
yeah, which today's is. So we are going to be joined by Beau Brooks very soon. But this won't be the first time that
You
me have met
met
him. So I was a huge fan of the Janoskians growing up, and it's actually mad that he's a guest today. Like, it's actually bizarre. Like, but
think of little you watching them on YouTube, and then
do you know what I mean?
10 years later he's on your podcast.
Or like watching them on stage. I was like, oh my god, I love them so much. Like, I went to see them in the Olympia 10 years ago now, 2013, and I bought the meet and greet. I can't remember how much tickets were, but like I was like, please, mom, and got a meet and greet. Got to
Did
meet
an
them
adult
all.
have to go with you? 'Cause
No,
you're
but
only
like to
15.
pay for my meet and greet, I was like, what?
15.
15? Yeah, no money. I got pocket money. Maybe I said that, but yeah, I went to meet them. I wore like a little toot. Let me look at the outfit now that we're here.
It looks like you've socks and tights on.
Yeah, I think I do.
Do you?
Let me just find it for you to discuss. But basically, I got all dressed up in my what I thought was my
Her best gear.
My best gear.
Your tights looked really dark. Like
Yeah,
they looked
hang
like
on
they
now.
weren't like sheared.
Yeah, I don't think they were. Hang on now.
They were like
Why was I
leggings.
wearing stickers on my boobs in this picture?
What were you doing?
No, not in this.
Oh
picture.
Lord.
Oh, here. So I'm wearing. I'll put it up on the podcast page for you to see. I'm wearing a grey turtleneck crop top,
Okay.
a pink tutu skirt,
Okay.
pearl necklace,
Stunning.
dark tights. Like, what's the denier? 100 denier or something? The darkest one.
Yeah, the lower the colour.
Denier tights, white socks.
The lower
and
the
then
colour, the lower the number.
lower
sorry.
number, and then Nike blazers. Do you remember them shoes?
Oh my god.
High
yeah.
top blazers. It was actually kind of a look at the time, but there's me in them all.
Do you remember what you
And James, my favourite, and he had his arm broken.
show me which one was Beau. Beau's
Pose
that
there,
one.
and yeah, but James broke his arm in this show, and I was like,
You poor
so
thing.
yeah, I'll mind you.
Were you one of those girls in the crowd who was like, they're gonna notice me and love me?
No, I was like, wow. Oh my god, look, there's Beau in the nip, in just his boxers. I had a whole
Send that
album
to
on Facebook, obviously, of the show, but they like sang, met them all, got pictures of them all, and I'll post them on the page. Me and Beau actually recreated the picture that we took on the day, but they're all really nice.
That's
And
mad.
just a group of 5 good-looking men when you're especially that age is like.
Oh
I don't think I probably said one word.
no,
I can't remember what I said, but I remember being so nervous. Like,
Mm.
it's just the anticipation though, going up and meeting someone. as
Yeah, you don't know what to
well.
expect.
Yeah. But the
So-
show was great. I remember it being great, and they had a song, "Best Friend, you are my fucking best friend, and honestly, this is the best night ever." And I was thinking, oh, I loved it. And yeah, that was it. Now he's on the podcast, which is a mad.
He
full
was
circle
so
moment.
lovely.
Like, we've had
So
Niall
lovely.
on, who I was a fan of. Like, Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, if you're listening,
Yeah.
come on next. But yeah, that was my story. How I met Beau.
Cute.
Peak and Bleak of the week. We actually forgot to do this
So sorry.
the other week. Not actually the week before that, because
Was
this
it?
is 2
Oh,
weeks
yeah,
ahead, yeah. So we're gonna pick one high and one low of the week. So the peak is the high, the low is the bleak, and talk about them. So peak of the week. My peak was my friend Sophie came over and helped me clean my apartment
Oh,
after
yeah.
being away. She did proper sort it out with me, and I just find it really overwhelming to do. Like, I really struggle with organising my space sometimes. So like, it was such a good help, and thanks Sophie, love you. And bleak was, I don't know if it counts as a bleak, but it's just really sad that Norwich video, the Norwich FC.
I
Didn't
didn't.
you just
I
see
don't
it?
think I can bring myself to watch it.
If you probably maybe not haven't clicked into it, but it's like a video on Instagram and TikTok of these 2 men sitting there in 2 jerseys. It's just the saddest video ever. Like,
What's it about though? Like, I won't watch it. I'm not going to watch it anyway.
It's
'cause
about like
too
mental
sad.
health and like suicide awareness. Like, but I watched it and then I just cried for hours and hours afterwards.
No.
And then I started crying about my own life, and then I was like,
Oh.
it was just, it was a lot, but like really important
Yeah, yeah.
message. Like, but oh my god, that was my bleak. But also, such an eye opener.
Yeah,
to watch
true.
things like that. You should watch it.
Will I?
Yeah,
I'll be sobbing.
yeah. I think so.
My peak of the week is got to meet Jamie Genevieve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, we've had a great week, haven't we?
Really nice
We have,
week.
haven't we?
A lot of and she would have been someone from our kind of
Yeah.
youth that we'd watch all the time.
I would have watched Jamie for years. And do you ever, it's always when it's like when you meet someone that you never thought you would,
Yeah.
it nearly makes it more like
Special, yeah.
I was
yeah.
fangirl a bit and I did not give one shiny shit about it.
Oh, we were in the wrong venue, actually.
Yeah, me and Charlene went to the whole wrong venue. It was a masterclass on in Dundrum, and we just magically convinced ourselves that it was on in Ireland. It's in the
And
middle of town.
it wasn't even like we convinced ourselves as a group. We convinced ourselves privately, and then Beau ended up there.
Yep. I drove in, Charlene got a taxi in, so we came from two completely different places. I was like, yeah, meet you
I
here.
woke up about 10 minutes before.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, okay, I'm just walking up Henry Street now. I was like, right, grand. Meet you outside. And our manager wrote in the chat and was like, girls, are you in town?
I was like,
We were like, yeah. She's like,
what
it's on
about
in
it?
Dundrum. We walked upstairs to the room and all. Your mum was like, Charlene was like, is the Jamie Genevieve masterclass on here? Your mum was like, no.
It was like a dark room with a projector. I was like, this is not looking
I was
great.
like, oh my God. So we strolled into the masterclass or the meeting thing about half an hour late.
And it was such a small thing. We were like,
Oh, there's about 10 people there. We were like, sorry, we went to the wrong place.
yeah. Not one thing subtle about it.
No.
Anyway.
But that was my peak and my bleak. I'm just still exhausted. Just can't shake the exhaustion.
Maybe you need to get the blood test, remember I said?
Yeah. I'm just tired of life this week, I think.
Yeah.
Not even of Vegas. I'm just
Fair.
tired of
No,
everything.
Fair.
Just having one of those weeks.
I know what you mean. I feel a bit tired of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really dramatic, but it is.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
We don't mean it in a...
No. Yeah, I'm just not arsed this week.
It's one of them weeks where you sometimes wish you didn't have to post on Instagram.
I mean, I just want to lie in bed for the week.
Yeah, but I feel like that. But if I don't, when I feel like that, I just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I want to just go into a dark room,
Yeah.
close my eyes, and watch films.
Yeah.
Turn my phone
I
off.
just want to have a shut off kind of a week.
But I wish the thing about me, we could do that, but you'd have to change around all the stuff. But aside from that, I'd want everyone else to have the same week as me.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's running 10 miles ahead of me and I'm going backwards.
Yeah, so I want can everyone just have a agreement that we have one day.
Can we all just slow down?
Just do nothing.
Yeah.
I
can't wait to be out of this funk though. I'm in a proper funk.
I think I'm in a funk because I know that a hair transformation is pending, and I need to wait until I get to that hair to unlock the new me.
I don't know why I'm in a funk. I'm just in a funk because I'm just
funky. Feeling funky.
I'm feeling. What were you saying on holidays?
Goofy.
Do something goofy. In a goofy mood. Yeah, so there's my peak and bleak.
Lovely. Today on How I Drink we have Beau Brooks.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited to be here?
Very excited to be here.
We're excited to have you, I think.
And it's not your first time in Dublin though.
No, I was here about 7 years ago, the last time I was here.
Fab.
And I think we did the academy.
Yes.
We did the academy. But yeah, it's nice to be back and to see beautiful Dublin people.
Yeah.
My father ancestors are actually from Dublin. But you guys kicked us out and sent us to Australia. So I'm back here to claim the homeland.
He's back.
So going back to your childhood, what were you like as a child? How was your childhood?
As a child, I always remember always wanting to be the center of attention.
What's your star sign actually?
Yeah, Leo.
Are you Leo?
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
July 31st.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're August.
Isn't it mad? Every time you meet someone like that, they're
Leo. But Leos are known for just always wanting attention on themselves.
Yeah, it's
Just
weird.
a thing.
I'm not sure how that aligns up with the stars of us wanting to be.
But look, here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here anyway, yeah.
So I grew up without a father. Sorry. I was 5 years old when my dad left. So I found a lot of inspiration through the TV screen and particularly in movies, particularly Leonardo DiCaprio. So he was a very big inspiration for me wanting to know what my life direction was. And that was to be an actor or to be famous. And I remember my mum always asking me, Beau, what would you rather, to be really, really rich or really, really famous? And I said, I want to be really, really famous. And she's like, why? I said, because I want people to see me and I want to connect with people. And she's like, But there's one thing you have to know about fame is that it's very isolating and it's very, very tough. You have to be very tough if this is what you want to do. So is this what you want to do? And I said, yes, it is. And she's like, can't you just be rich so you can buy us a house?
Yeah. Ignore the fame.
So yeah, I always wanted to be the center of attention, even if that meant raising my hand in class when I didn't know the answer, just to speak up and
Just to say
talk.
something. Yeah.
And because of that, I got bullied a lot. And I'm sure everyone has their own stories of them being bullied, but being bullied even inspired and motivated me more to become famous, to show everybody that kind of like I'm not a loser.
Yeah.
I thought you would have been like the cool kid in school if you were always the one to have attention on you.
Yeah.
Not really.
No?
A lot of people didn't really like that I grabbed the attention away
Right.
from everyone else, and I got picked on for it. Towards the end of my high school, like year 10, 11, 12, I'm not sure what that is here in
5th and 6th year.
Is it?
5th and 6th, yeah.
yeah, 5th and 6th year, I found a group of friends, and that attention that I was always craving, they kind of loved, and I was a big show off. I was really I was getting good grades, like academically, and then I found this friendship group, and I put the grades to the side to kind of like show off and to be the class clown and to get that attention. And instead of putting my attention into books, I ended up putting my attention more into making people laugh and trying to find that connection.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of where the videos of my past, like Janoskians YouTube, kind of stemmed from me personally, was to kind of entertain and to fulfill that ambition of becoming famous and being an actor and trying to get people's attention, really.
Yeah. So do you think that like growing up without a dad for most of your life impacted your life as well in that way, that you wanted attention off him, not off him, but like for him to see it and like in that kind of way as well?
I guess it was more so to make my mum proud. I think so.
The opposite way.
I don't think I was ever searching for a role, like a male role model.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want like my father to notice me from it.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. I think it was just more to work hard to make my mum proud and to, because she did like a really good job. So
Of course. Yeah. And you were saying to us as well, you actually ended up buying her house
yeah.
as well. Your podcast.
That's like a life goal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
nice to be able to do.
It was a big accomplishment to be able to do. But if we didn't do it, our our grandparents would have killed us.
Really?
Yeah.
That was always like the conversation we had was even through our uncles and aunties, boys, make sure you look after your mum.
Yeah.
And we had to look after mum because she looked after us. So I think that was really important. And moving forward, it's still like a very big goal in my life because like she's the number one woman in my life. And at the moment, I don't see any prospects. So
you have twin brothers as well, Luke and Jay.
Yeah.
Did you always get on, or were you fighting all the time?
we were always fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's just the
That's
relationship
siblings,
that we had.
Yeah.
It's always been a competitive relationship
Okay.
in everything that we do, which I find is healthy growing up because we do push each other to do better and bigger things.
What's the age difference between you?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're twins and I'm 2 years older. So there's always been that like kind of a little separation where twins have their own language.
Oh.
And I'm on the outside, but it was nice to watch from the outside because they're freaks. They're weird.
Did you have any like part-time jobs while you're doing the Janoskians, or just straight? You did?
Yeah, it was really funny. From the age of like 13, 14, I started working, delivering like newspapers.
Oh,
And with my first paycheck, I remember I went and got my mum a pair of shoes.
Oh.
wow.
And then I worked in like KFC for a bit, and I remember the wage was $6.50 an hour.
That's like I think €3 here.
Yeah, it's about
I think it's about
€4 or
half,
€5.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
that was crazy. I worked there for like 6 months, and then through year 12 or sixth
Year, probably.
year, I was working at a sandwich bar, and this is when we kicked off, and we were getting like a lot of popularity online. So
Right.
I remember working at the sandwich bar and people would come up to me and be like, "Hey, Beau Brooks, make my sandwich,
Oh,
bitch."
no way.
You're
Shit.
just like making the sandwich behind the counter, like.
Yeah.
I'd say the people working there, were they confused? Like, was your manager like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I remember we had an interview with like a big broadcast channel 10 in Australia, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I not come into work? I've got an interview." And he's like, "What's happening?" And
You're
I'm like,
leaving?
"I don't know." Like,
Going back to the Janoskians, then you started the YouTube channel in 2011. What was the thought process behind making it, or was it something you just done on a whim?
yeah, it was definitely on the whim.
Yeah.
Back then, there was no such thing as influencers.
No.
No one knew the term
No.
influencers. We just kind of combined all of our passions and hobbies together, and it kind of created something that no one really understood, not even ourselves. But every time we did upload a video, new things would come into our lives. So we never had set goals, but the goals would always like unfold in front of us.
Okay.
So I remember after about 2 months of creating YouTube videos, we did this huge meet and greet, and it like drew like 4,000 or 5,000 people that came.
Oh my God.
And at that meet and greet, there were also like Sony representatives, representatives from MTV, and like a talent scout that came along. And
They wanted to see the hype.
they wanted to see the
themselves.
hype, and they saw the hype, and they gave us their business cards. Then all of a sudden, our new goals were to make TV shows on MTV and to become a band. And
So from doing one thing, other
Yeah.
things kind of progressed from it.
yeah.
And did you expect like 4,000 or 5,000 people to come? Like,
No, that day, because the Facebook attended clicked about 800.
Okay.
So we were expecting 500 because
Yeah.
everyone that clicks doesn't usually
No,
show
actually,
up.
true.
Yeah.
And then we got there, and it was like 4 blocks from the venue. People were lined up, and it was just, that was the minute that we knew that this is something bigger than we ever expected.
Than you ever thought. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
also shut down Times Square, basically. I
Yeah.
heard 20,000 people.
Yeah, that's.
Um,
I think the media kind of like reported falsely on that.
Oh, is it not?
Hey,
Because it-
tell
there
us
were-
the truth.
There
Come on.
were 20,000 people, but
Okay.
there were like 18,000 people in Times Square already, like
okay,
tourists
fair.
and stuff.
Yeah,
So
The tourists just happen to be fans as well. Yeah.
we did like plan it strategically so the news reports would say 20,000 because we knew
right.
even if you have like 400 or 500 people there, it's going to look like 20,000
Yeah.
Big.
because all their heads are going to turn and everyone's going to be like
Yeah.
tuned in.
They'll all look like fans, even if they're not like.
Sorry?
Yeah, they'll all look like they're your fans.
Yeah, they all looked like
Even though-
fans.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
just took the credit and ran.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Couldn't.
And what the name Janoskians? You said what did you the word you used?
It's and I said it wrong. Not an anagram. What's it called, Leanne?
Acronym?
Oh, it is called acronym. Is it
I don't know.
anagram? Acronym.
I
Like
should
it
know.
stands. for- it
Janoskians stands for.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
Yeah, so just
can't
another
remember.
name of silly kids in another nation.
Who
Wow.
came up with that? How would you even think of that?
Well, we came up with the name Janoskians first. Well, Luke did.
Oh,
And it was actually inspired by, do you know the Nike Janoski shoes?
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a pair. They're like skater kind of shoes.
Yeah, kind of like skater. They
Yeah,
were kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
the ip in kind of indie vibe back
Yeah.
then. And Luke just kind of copied and put Janoski shoes and Vans together and made the name. Then everyone's like, what does it mean? And we didn't want to get sued for saying
shit.
that we're using a shoe brand. So
Oh
I
my
came up with an acronym
God.
that kind of like pushed people away
That's
from what it
very
actually was.
smart.
Yeah.
I thought you would have done it the other way first.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you had to do random words, basically, something that would fit.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Very smart. And what type of
God.
videos, for people that don't know, what type of videos did you start off with? Like, do you remember the first videos that you uploaded?
Yeah, it was just us like pretty much being pretty on camera.
Yeah.
Pretty much we had fringes and just wanted to get on YouTube and just like, I don't know. The first video I'm pretty sure was my brother dancing in the rain or something like that.
Oh.
And then after that, my brothers asked me and Daniel if we wanted to be in videos. So then we blended a Whopper and drank it.
a
Whopper?
A Whopper
It's like
burger?
Hungry Jack's, like a burger, or Burger King.
Oh.
Yeah, so we got the fries, burgers, and Coke and mixed it all together, mashed it up, and drank it on
Was it
camera.
nice?
It actually tases really good.
No.
Yeah, it tastes.
I think
yeah.
the
It's
texture of
like
it.
you just don't need to chew.
Ooh. No.
It's like liquid food.
Yeah,
like.
no.
And what did you film with? I'm always like curious of that as well. Like, obviously equipment is expensive. Did you use phones at first? Like,
Yeah.
what was it?
Back then, Luke had always been into like videography, so it was probably like a little cheap Sony video camera, like a handheld. I remember we did film some videos like just off like a Nokia phone with like, what was it, like 10 megapixels or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad quality, like.
It's mad how much pressure nowadays you think, like back then you were filming sometimes on a Nokia camera, whereas I feel like nowadays people think they need the best of the best and the most expensive stuff.
You do though, because the competition is so high that
now
you
compared
lose,
to back then, do you think?
you will lose the audience's retention, and they will go
Shit
to
quality.
other influencers content. If
Don't tell me that. I'll have to go out now and start buying all expensive things.
They want like the crystal clear, like
compared to compared to
It
when you
does help.
started.
It does help.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to connect with your audience and make them feel like you're taking it very seriously. I feel like they want to invest their time into something like that.
Because you're investing into them, in a sense as well.
Yeah.
And you grew up to 3 million followers, am I right saying that? On YouTube, or subscribers
I think so.
on YouTube?
I think I can't remember. It dropped down, so I can't remember. I think it was like 2.5 million.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was just so unheard of at the time.
Like,
and we're dropping subscribers every month now, so it will never be as big as what it was. But yeah, it was like a little moment in time.
Yeah. And with that obviously comes people knowing your personal life and like your business and stuff. What is the most common misconception people have of you or had of you at the time?
Yeah.
Like, did they think you were just like pretty boys looking for fame?
Yeah, well, a lot of
You
people.
were, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, and I think we did lose a lot of our audience because we did sell out to the music companies and corporations, and we did sell out to Los Angeles and moving there.
Right.
So I remember the first song we released, we got a lot of hate from our supporters. Because they thought they called us a sellout skins, and that we're using auto tune and stuff like that, which is fair. But at the same time, my brothers and I did love music, so it wasn't like we were doing it like for the money. We did it because we did enjoy it. And we thought, how cool, like we're being offered to be international music artists. So
why would you turn that down? Like,
it was hard to turn down. But a question I do get asked a lot is, do you regret anything and would you change anything? And I definitely would. If I had the chance to redo it again, I would have not have left Australia. I would have made the movie independent. I would have not taken any quick advances from music corporations because when you take those, you lose all control of creative input and you don't be able to connect with your audience in the way in which that we were at the time. That got taken away from us as a blindfold was put over our face with a sexy, very appealing check.
Yeah.
And we thought these checks would help because we'd be able to reinvest into building something, but they didn't because when, as I said outside, quick money come, quick money go. And when you get this quick money, you think, oh, let's go buy that really fancy basketball hoop, or let's get that stripper pole, or you know.
So for anyone listening, like an advance basically means that they'd offer you, say, let's for example, 10 grand now, or else in the long run you can get royalties. It's better to leave it in the long run, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But you've seen that, you were young, you've seen the money and you said, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
And then when you get that paycheck, you blow it.
But I feel like they'd make you think that
they make it sound better, because it does sound better.
They're like, well, you might not make as much as what we're offering you now.
But like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
But also they know as well, you could have definitely made more if you went down.
Oh, they
would
made.
But they're not
going to tell you that.
Banks don't hand out money if they know that you're not going to pay it back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we did take that quick money, and I think that was the downfall of the whole thing because that quick money did not help us sustain our creative energy and our creative flow. And that's something that I had to learn, and my mum always told me that these mistakes, Beau, are here for you to learn, make the mistakes. And coming around the second time now, I don't want to involve anyone that has control over my influence and my connection with my audience.
Yeah.
Because I think that's most important, and it beats any type of amount of paycheck that comes through the door.
Yeah.
And money comes, money goes, and if money comes, that's great. If it doesn't, at least I'm doing what I love.
Do you think money changed you all as a group, or like affected some people more than others? Like, was there kind of drama about that?
I don't think it was money. I think, well, I can only speak on
For
behalf
yourself.
of myself.
Of course.
For me, it was the fame that really changed me and turned me into a completely different person.
Really?
And really ruined relationships. And I'd say ruined relationships that kind of came to the end of the Janoskians and my part in the Janoskians. And I was very ashamed to admit this, but it's something that I had to put in my book. I went through like a mental health episode very early on in the fame, because at such a young age, 18, 19, I was introduced to a large audience and smoking a lot of marijuana at the time. I was addicted to weed. My brain kind of just switched and turned on me, and I felt this this very embarrassing and hard to say, but I felt this messiah complex. And I had told myself a story in my head that I am a messenger sent from God, and that I'm here to lead my followers into heaven. And this was something I truly 100% believed in, and nobody could tell me any different. And I held this thought to myself for about 2 weeks before I had to start telling people. And I sat my brothers, my manager, my assistant down, and I said, guys, this is what's going on.
What
You
did they say?
believed yourself that was true.
Yeah, I completely believed it. Whoa. And this is just to say, I'm so blessed that I didn't have this episode in public, because I've seen what it's done for Britney Spears. I've seen what it's done for people in the limelight.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, this is something I truly believed, and I sat my brothers down, and my brothers just started laughing at me.
Yeah.
And
you're like, what are you laughing at?
yeah, and I'm like, what's so funny? Like, I started getting really upset, and then my manager started comforting me, and I saw that as really patronizing.
Yeah, I can see how you would think that would be patronizing if you really believed it.
100% believed it.
Whereas
And
he probably knew, right, something isn't right here.
yeah, and so he was trying to comfort me. So I felt that was patronizing, and I had an episode where I broke up, curled into a ball, started crying, had to isolate myself, ran out of our house, went to the first hotel, booked a room, stayed there for a week, and isolated myself completely alone from the world, and completely shut myself out from any connections, because I thought everyone had turned on me. But that 1 week in isolation, I think it was my body's way of telling me that I needed it, because I realized that I was shutting myself out from the world, and I was the one losing connections. So that kind of woke me up and realized, and then my manager booked me in for a therapy session. But I remember before going to the therapy session, my hands were sweating, I was shaking, I was so nervous, because I knew this therapy session was a session to question my sanity.
Really?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And if I answer the questions wrong, they're going to send me into a psych ward. So this kind of really woke me up to say, hey, I'm losing everything and everyone here. And I went back to the group and I apologized, and I kind of said, this won't happen again. Can you please take me back? And everyone welcomed me in, but I think that was the first cut in the thread that kind of led me away and astray from something that we had built. I kind of took advantage of it and didn't really appreciate it in the way that I should have. And that was the first element of the group breaking up.
Wow.
Jeez.
I think that was all just like, obviously, like you said, weeds, but also like the fame, just it's all too much that your body just shuts down nearly.
Yeah. I always wanted fame, but I didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
And then once I had it, it just was completely different to what I thought it was.
How so?
I just felt like I had a lot of responsibility to always put on a smile, say the most perfect things, and to give something to people that they couldn't achieve through other means.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had this great responsibility, and along with that came like the loss of privacy, because I never felt I could be upset, which is very important, to know that you're not okay and to appreciate that you're not okay and just be sad.
Yeah.
I could never be sad. I always put on a front. And that was very, very, very isolating.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you had to be perfect for
All the
everybody
time.
else's sake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're bottling everything bad up inside you. Of course you're
Yeah.
going to burst at some point.
Yeah, which is what happened. And it was from the minute I woke up, because the fame was so powerful at the time. We often had 50 to 60 people outside of our house. So we couldn't even like go into the front yard without being watched or filmed or anything like that. So I got exactly what I asked for. And
No, it's not what you want.
Yeah.
In the end.
yeah, it's not
Don't they
always
say
what
be
you want.
careful what you wish for?
Yeah.
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 So that's basically like kind of what happened to you.
Yeah.
And did you stop smoking weed after that?
I kept smoking it, but very little, until I realized that weed
Don't need
wasn't
it.
mixing with
Yeah.
me.
With you,
It actually made me very ill.
Yeah.
And I think like marijuana is good for some people that need it, but if you're going to take advantage of it, that's the same as anything in this world. If you're going to take advantage of anything, it's going to like hit you back twice as hard as what you're hitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes people quite paranoid sometimes.
Oh, just
Doesn't it?
mad
Like,
shit to people.
yeah.
Mad shit.
So for anyone who doesn't know the Janoskians, what types of video did you make, I suppose?
Yeah, so
Or what was your most popular videos?
the first video to kind of like pop off was the awkward train situations. And our videos back in the day were kind of us just being boys in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Some would call it prank videos, but I wouldn't really categorize us in prank videos. It was just us being silly,
Yeah.
unscripted, and kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I suppose these days, if you posted those videos now, do you think they'd have a very different reaction
Definitely.
to then? 'Cause
Yeah.
What was that, 10 years?
It would have been,
12?
about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We stopped filming about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
The communication was different then. And
Yeah.
if you watch anyone 10 years ago, even like Chris Lilly, do you guys know who Chris Lilly is?
No.
He's a very, very famous Australian actor, and he gets into characters and roles. But with the new things...
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
He does, what's the one's name that he does?
Jermaine.
Yeah. Even that though, you're like, how was that allowed? Would that have been on TV or just?
Yeah,
on
that
YouTube?
used to be on TV, and that
Like,
was completely normal humor.
It's
That
like
was like,
though, it's like kind of us with
America's Next Top Model and stuff.
no, like Little Britain. Did you ever watch Little?
yeah, I did.
Like
yeah.
Little Britain years ago.
Yeah, that wouldn't be allowed.
That wouldn't be allowed now.
No.
Like what?
And it's only,
stuff
well,
that
you look
they
at it,
did.
it's only like 10 years isn't really even that
It's
long a
not,
time, and it's
no.
completely different.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
couldn't.
it's
So
I
different.
love
you
that.
were doing
yeah.
a lot of stuff back then that now, if you posted it,
It would offend a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
more people are in discussion with themselves and
Right.
finding themselves. And
yeah.
I guess now the humor wouldn't really help people progress forward.
Do
Is
you-
the right way to say it.
Do you feel bad about posting all them, or do you just think it was a different
That was a time.
time of
Yeah,
everyone's
no,
lives?
I don't feel
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Humor was just completely different back then as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was to tell a joke here now, which I probably can't say much, but I wouldn't feel bad about it in 10 years because
Yeah.
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 It's what's funny now.
okay,
Yeah.
why did the sperm cross the road?
I don't know.
Because I was wearing the wrong sock in the morning.
Oh, Jesus. I was thinking of your feet crossing the road.
I was like, what?
I think that's as hard
Oh,
as I can get it.
Yeah. That's too bad. Would you have seen yourself as kind of the group leader, like front man of the group?
Yeah, I always got picked as like the group leader to
Yeah.
speak. I always had like a direction of where I wanted it to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I kind of liked having the responsibility
Yeah.
of answering the questions and always being in the middle, which
Mm-hmm.
I guess comes back to my attention to like,
Spotlight.
Yeah, yeah.
Did that ever cause controversy in the group? Like, would someone else want the spotlight more, or was they were happy keeping you as the front man?
I would get extremely jealous if someone else was headlined or like
Really?
printed in the paper as this person performed really well. So yeah, there was, and I'm definitely to blame for that.
Yeah.
But
That's the Leo in you. You
Yeah.
just wanted the attention.
yeah, I did.
And what was the feeling like? You gained 10,000 followers in the first month
Yeah.
of subscribers. Sorry, of making your videos. What was that like as a teenager? Like you're like what, 18?
Yeah.
Like what's that feeling like?
Yeah, back in the time, it was very unheard of for that amount of followers. I remember the first time we had released our viral video, me and Daniel, we had no internet, so we ran to like an internet cafe, and we were like refreshing the comment section and the likes, and there were just so many we couldn't keep up with them all. And I remember just walking out of the cafe library at like 11 p.m. and running onto the road with him, yelling out, "We're famous!"
Oh God, that's so cute though that you still have those memories of that. Like that's where it all kind of, or when you realized, oh my God, this is going to be something like.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to look back on now, and I'm so appreciative of just how the world has just like blessed me with like such good memories, and good experiences.
Is it mad to look back on to think like that was your life at one point, and now it's so different?
Not really. Like, I still live in that life.
Of course.
It's like, it's hard to explain. I feel like my audience has grown up with me, and even though it's not as intense as what it was, there's still that great appreciation of kind of my existence.
Do you
ever watch back on any of the stuff, or like do you ever be scrolling on TikTok and just randomly see a video of yourself?
Yeah,
like...
it's so I can't watch back. It's so cringe. Oh my God. And my brothers, when they get drunk on the weekends and they're drinking at home, usually the ends of the nights, they would like start watching the Janoskian videos. And I just find them so cringe because the way I used to act, I can see right through myself. I'm like, I know what you're trying to do, you little shit.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
You've had 3 other channels as well. So you had Jano Vlog, Dare Sundays, and Twin Talk Time. How did you manage? So what's that, 4 channels altogether?
Yeah.
How the hell?
So Jano Vlogs were kind of just the content we wanted to put out without trying too hard. Cool. So it was just like what we filmed throughout the week, like cooking an egg or something.
Yeah.
So we wanted a separate channel just for the content that wasn't like our best content.
Yeah.
And then Dare Sundays we created with another content creator from Melbourne who wanted to join forces. He was only in it for like 2 or 3 videos, and then he said he didn't want to do it. So we continued uploading Dare Sundays, which were different from like the pranks and the public videos where we would just like self-inflict pain and kind of do like jackass stuff.
Oh God.
Wow.
So that was fun for us and we enjoyed it. And then Twin Talk Time came later on when Luke and Jay wanted to kind of get their twinness out there
in the world
and share with the world their connection, which is a very weird connection. I want to say something just to embarrass them because I know you guys have a big platform. So every pet that we have, like if it's a dog or a cat, Jay has a voice like for the pet and he pretends to like speak as a pet, and my brother Luke will have a conversation with Jay speaking as the cat, pretending that he's talking to the cat.
And it's actually just him.
Yeah, it's like such a twin thing. And I think that's the way they communicate to each other because that's like 90% of the conversations.
Did they actually tell you that they have their own language though? Is that a thing that twins do? Because I've heard twins say that before.
I think they have like telepathy and all. They like.
Yeah, they do. They're definitely connected in some way.
Yeah, 100%. They're in the same womb. Like they're grown. Yeah. But not their own actual language. They have like they speak.
I think they can just look at each other and know what the other one's thinking.
I think so.
Definitely.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
What point did you leave your job and become full time? Was it quite soon into? Because obviously it grew so quick, so it would have been quite soon into the channel starting.
Yeah, it was about 2 months after we uploaded our first video.
Oh my God, that's quick.
Yeah, it was
so
crazy.
Quick.
Yeah, and it was through YouTube monetization. So
you're able to.
Within like the first 4 or 5 months, we were collecting $8,000 to $10,000 paychecks from YouTube back then.
How did you, if you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to tell me this, no problem. How did you split that between you? Like, did you literally just split it between parts?
Yeah,
equally.
It was split equally, but at the start, it was all invested.
Back
into it.
Yeah.
So we kind of set ourselves up for the future to kind of build it
that
bigger.
Was smart.
Yeah. Wow. And who edited your videos?
That was all Luke. Luke edited everything.
Wow.
Yeah, from start to finish. He always has.
Because that's a job in itself.
Oh, that's so
Like
time
that
consuming.
makes you, if you have someone who likes editing, that's great.
Yeah.
Not everyone
When
does.
I used to do YouTube, I vividly remember I'd be falling asleep.
Yeah.
Like I'd be trying to edit something and I could feel my head like
Bobbing,
bobbing, and I was like, this is not for me. I can't do this anymore.
yeah,
Yeah. It's very technical.
Oh no, couldn't.
What was like the moment in time when you realized that you were known around the world? Like, was there a moment where you're like, wow?
Yeah, there was a certain moment. We kept getting messages from English fans and people from the UK.
Yeah.
And they said, please come to the UK. So we had saved our money and just got flights over to the UK with no plan. And we said, hey guys, we're going to meet you guys up in Hyde's Park at this time. We
In
tweeted
London,
it out.
Yeah.
And we got there, and I remember it went from birds chirping and like calm wind into like a stampede.
Oh shit.
And there were about 10,000. This is not like the Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is legit.
Actually 10,000.
10,000 people that showed up.
Wow.
And I remember, because the crowd was so dense and pushed in, my legs were above the ground. And like I was just floating in the crowd. It was
Like crowd surfing there.
yeah, it was that crazy. And we had got back in the taxi, went back to the hotel, and our manager called us and he said, hey guys, you just went from being really popular to being international superstars. You guys are on the next level now. And then we got printed by like the Daily Mail and like New York Times, and that's kind of when we knew that we had like really big success and
Yeah.
a really good future in
Wow.
social media.
And was it always all girls, or would there have been like male?
It was
fans?
either girls or gay guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Did you ever get with any fans?
Yeah,
Yes, straight in.
yeah. I'm not proud to say it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
Oh, you're a young like boy, though. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're gonna.
Do you look back now and think like, okay, probably shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I can see
And,
like the power thing of it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, as
some.
long as both people are
Ah, yeah. They're throwing
of
themselves
age
at
and
you,
consent, like
Yeah. I guess just for like my like personal connection, I wouldn't do it anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
or-
Just because if I could do it, I would do it, and then I've got nothing left to give for the one that I actually want to have in my life.
yeah, true.
So yeah.
Was there the most memorable time? Like, is there one time of your life in the Janoskians that stands out to in your head, like, or a moment, or a something?
Yeah. Oh, there's just so many.
Or is there probably too many to think of one?
Yeah, there's a lot. I'd probably say my mum's reaction when we got her the house. That was probably the
yeah,
best thing
that's
to come out of it.
Did you surprise her with it?
We kind of said, hey, Mum, check the bank account. Go get what you want.
Oh my God, imagine.
nice.
Like, imagine being able to do that.
Oh my god.
And she said to me, I knew this was going to happen because I went and saw a fortune teller. And the fortune teller told me that her sons were going to look after her. So she was like really happy.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that wasn't, probably the best experience to come out of it.
To come out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Able
yeah.
to look after my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the main goal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the book, there are so many stories about all the glitz and the glamour and the Hollywood parties that everyone wants to listen to, and the drugs we took, and how much alcohol there was, and what viners were showing up and acting crazy. There are so many of those different stories, and I look forward to people reading them and getting a bit of an insight behind the scenes. And the reason I wanted to put those really interesting, detailed stories in is because it does draw people in, and people
of
do
course.
want to look. But there is like an underlying message of it all about how that life can bring in other different types of life.
Of course.
How high highs can bring low lows,
Yeah.
and kind of reflecting on that and trying to realize how not to take too much
Yeah.
in this world.
Do you think when you get like such big success, you're never really happy where you are. You kind of keep chasing the next thing.
Yeah.
Like you're never like, grand, I've done it all. You're always looking for the next million or the next whatever.
Yeah.
Is it like that? You're chasing something all the time?
It is. And if you're in that lifestyle for that reason, you will never be content and happy.
No.
And I had to get that all taken away from me. I think it was a message from God for it to all be taken away, to be able to acknowledge what's truly important. And what I think is truly important are the small wins that you get every single day through personal development, whether that is to wake up, fix your bed, and that little small bit of satisfaction of knowing that you've accomplished something that's good for your mental health, or going to the gym, or eating healthy, or spending time with your family and going out of your way to help someone.
Yeah.
Those small wins, I think, are the successes to appreciate. And once you have that money, which will eventually flow and come in if you're in the right mindset and on that level of achieving personal development, is when you can start spreading and sharing the wealth. And 100%. Once you start spreading and sharing the wealth, that win will always stay with you.
Yeah.
It can never be taken away from you because you've
won it.
Yeah.
You must have been as well, like, it must have been hard because usually when people want to ground themselves, they surround themselves with like friends and like, but your friends were in the fame with you.
Yeah.
Like, how was that to like not have anyone outside of, because you were all in that bubble, your manager, you was like in LA, people wanting things off you. Like, how did you navigate that?
Yeah, it was tricky, and I guess we didn't navigate it because all these adult influences we had in our life weren't steering us into the right direction.
Yeah.
They were kind of egging on, okay, we need to get the mansion so we can bring this in, and we need a drink so we can appeal to these people. And we never had that moral guidance in Los Angeles because everyone was there for one thing. So it was hard to navigate, and I guess I never came out of it until about 6 months ago when I decided to get sober and get my life back on track.
Yeah.
And to do that, I had to completely isolate because everyone that I knew came from this lifestyle. So I isolated and just did things that made me feel good about myself. And along the way, I had some hiccups and some mistakes, and I kind of really understood that when I would do something bad, I'd get this feeling in my stomach where I didn't feel good about myself, even though in the moment it gives a sense of relief or a sense of like it just feels good.
Yeah.
But after that, I was reflecting and acknowledged that it was actually really hurting inside. So slowly over time, I've learned to get away from those kind of mistakes and really focus and try really hard to better my life.
Do you think LA is a toxic place? Like, would you blame LA on a lot of it, or?
I don't think LA is a toxic place.
Really?
No, I think it's a place of opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think if you're in the right mindset, you can achieve so much in LA. You can inspire the world. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, like he's an inspiration. But I feel like people like Ed Sheeran stay away from LA not to be tempted.
Sucked in. Yeah.
If you do have the strong mindset and you do have the willingness to absolutely achieve all your success without being tempted, LA is great.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much opportunities there for you if you do it correctly.
You have to be very strong-minded. I
You
feel
do.
like not to be.
I feel like I'd go off the rails in LA. Yeah. I'm so easily persuaded. My arm is so easily twisted.
Yeah.
Into God knows what.
I know.
99% of the people there will twist your arm. 100%.
Yeah.
I'd let them. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was 5 of you in the group. Did you always get on together, the 5 of you, like creatively, and like know what direction you want to go in, or was there kind of fights about that as well?
Yeah, in the beginning, we all like kind of had the same direction and path that we wanted to go down. But I guess as time went on, we all like shifted views and wanted to do different things. And that's kind of why I love doing what I'm doing now by myself, because I'm still carrying that Janoskians essence with me. But I get to control what content I want to release. And even though it is more responsibility and more scarier not having people have your back, it's I get to do things that I truly believe in, and having that independence is really nice.
Do you find it more rewarding doing things on your own because you you've created it on your own.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I really do. And as I said too, I had a meet and greet this morning with the fans, and I get very nervous before meet and greets.
Still.
Yeah, I do. Meeting new people, I think it's the fear of not being in the moment and not projecting what I want to get out there and not connecting and making them feel like they've wasted their money. That's the last thing that I want. So I get very nervous, and I think that is kind of what's going to make me more successful, doing the things that scare me and doing the things that are risky, because I want to put myself more out there and to be able to talk and meet people across the world and connect.
Yeah. So what do you think was like the end of the Janoskians? Like, did you just all sit down? Obviously you said about what happened to you, but did you all sit down together and were like, this is the end of it?
It's not
like,
working.
what was the solid, like, this is it?
As I said, I can speak on myself personally and why I stepped away from the Janoskians. And that was because, so I had been on 3 world tours, and every single world tour in our like hotel lobby, there'd be like 200 girls like wearing revealing clothing and like very, very temptatious. And I had a girlfriend for 2 years, and those 3 world tours, I was like very adamant and said, no, rejected all of it, kept to myself, doing really well. But what a lot of people don't understand is that with meet and greets, when you're meeting so many people and you're being paid to just stand there, say hello, move to the next person, this is why Justin Bieber stopped doing it. You lose all connection with all humans. You don't remember faces. No. You don't remember names.
It's just
you don't remember conversations. And so outside of the meet and greet, that continues because your brain is set on not caring and only caring about the paycheck and what comes in.
That's so interesting.
So there is big mental health risks doing the meet and greets, and I think this is a reason why Justin Bieber stopped doing it.
Yeah.
So I got into that mindset, and I'd never felt more alone. I couldn't connect, didn't know how to have conversations. Everything I was saying was just fake and smiley.
Surface level, very much,
Yeah, very surface level until one time at I was sitting in my hotel lobby and a fan had found me, and I drank a bit, so I was kind of a bit loose and I wasn't in the setting of being bombarded. And I sat down and I had a connection with a person for the first time in 3 months while my girlfriend was waiting back home in LA and I was in London. She was about to fly up a week after I had cheated on her. So I had cheated on her, and she flew up from LA to London, and I didn't have the guts to tell her that I'd cheated on her. An absolute piece of crap. And I made her come, and she knew something was off straight away. Yeah, she could feel it because our connection was like very strong. And she goes, "Did you cheat on me?" And I go, "No." And then she asked me again. She's like, "Did you cheat on me?" I'm like, "No." And then we were laying in bed and she goes, "Beau, did you cheat on me?" And I didn't say anything, and that was the answer. And she completely destroyed me. She killed me. And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Because I connected with someone." And
For the first time,
she lost it. She's like, "You could have just said she was hot."
It's worse.
Yeah,
it's worse
it is
when there's
worse.
emotional behind it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Especially doing long distance though with her, like that probably
yeah.
you didn't feel connected to her maybe in a sense as well.
And that week after I had cheated on her, I stopped messaging her because I couldn't even face myself. And this is when the Janoskians came to an end, because going back to sitting in rooms with people with good morals and high values, I felt so fraud because I felt like I had just betrayed my whole community, and I couldn't face myself. And she even asked to take me back, but I was so weak. And if that's going to happen in a relationship, it's going to happen in business, and everything just got pulled from under me. And then that's when the addiction started, to try and numb myself and to try and bring people that I thought that loved me into the party life, and to keep repeating that and to numb myself to the pain, really. And that continued on when we went back to Australia for quite a while.
Was it just alcohol and marijuana, or was there more?
No, there was like Xanax got in the mix. There was Valium. There was cocaine. There was hallucinogenic acid.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot. And the last substance that I took was a plant-based. I'm not sure what it's called, but I felt like I had a near-death experience. And then from there, I just
Is that the thing that kind of turned everything for you, whatever that substance
I think it was.
Yeah?
I think it
DMT,
was.
is it? No.
It's kind of like
Similar.
same chemical as DMT.
Did you just have like a bad trip and realize, oh my God, oh no, near death, you said?
Yeah, it was like, I felt like I died and
Really?
came back
But
to Earth.
Already found your purpose then as well. You're like, no, I need to do something that I actually love and connect with. Like,
I was just sick of the party life, and people said to me, Beau, you're not a drug addict and you're not an alcoholic. My dad's an alcoholic and he drinks every day. You only binge drink on the weekends. That's not an alcoholic. And I'm like, it doesn't matter about the time frame of when you decide to drink. It matters that you're setting up rituals that are cycled.
Yeah.
And you're not stopping, and that small, even if it's like not as worse as some people, it's still an addiction.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
And I feel like a lot of our generation are so addicted to the weekends and they can't step out of it because it's so culturally accepted. And as much as you try to convince them of the warnings and like the negative effects that happen from alcohol, that happen to your body, that happen to your mind, where you're losing 3 days out of your whole entire existence out of a week, people aren't listening because it's culturally accepted, and
So true.
kind of like community has united to accept that this is just how it is. And it was very hard to separate myself from that. And I guess a lot of my content now is kind of telling people my benefits and what I see for anyone that wants to listen anyway.
That's mad. When you say it like that, like 3 days out of a 7-day week,
Scary, isn't it?
like it is addiction.
It's like
people
40% of your existence.
Yeah, it's like people run away from the week for the weekend, and
Yeah.
then they go back to the. It's like a cycle.
It is a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
100%. I can see that. And like, I understand what you say, that like, it's not that you might drink every day of the week, but I feel like it's if you're abusing it and not knowing when to stop. Like, if you're the one person who doesn't know when to stop, if everybody else goes home,
And you're still there,
and you're the only one still there, and you're still going with whatever drugs and whatever else, I feel like that's where it's kind of like, oh God.
Yeah.
When does it stop? Like,
Yeah.
you just keep doing that your whole like.
When
Yeah.
does it have to get to, like you said, a near-death experience to realise, okay, fuck,
Yeah.
this is bad.
Yeah.
Scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I guess it was because I was turning 30 as well.
Yeah.
That's
you're
not
like,
the turn
shit.
first.
I think it's time. I think it comes to a point in everyone's life where they just realize, I've had my
Too
fun.
old, yeah.
It's like, it's getting boring now. There's more out there.
Yeah.
And I feel like the older we get, the more we realize that we want that bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has it been difficult being on your sobriety journey because you're sober 6 months now? Like, how's that been? Are you tempted ever? Like, what's the process like?
Yeah, I'm not one bit tempted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we
no.
told him to go for a
Amazing.
Guinness earlier
We went.
on.
Yeah, I was like, never mind. We were talking about Irish tradition.
No, I could even like get offered like a club appearance and be happy to walk in and just sit at a booth and drink a Red Bull and just kind of like laugh at the people that are like being silly. So for me, it's not, and it's because I'm very focused on my next goal, which is usually to get to the gym in the morning or just to like write or just, it's not tempting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has that helped your weight loss journey as well? Not drinking? Because
Yeah,
alcohol obviously
so
has a lot of calories.
My weight loss journey stopped before the drinking.
Okay.
So yeah, it was the weight loss first,
Okay.
and then it was
okay. Right.
the quitting alcohol. And I got pretty hefty, and I used to have like 8-pack abs, and like I was always very disciplined and proud of like my mental health.
I
and
have a
fitness
photo
and
of
stuff.
myself and Beau, and he has like a little tiny tank, like a little what's it called muscle.
Yeah.
And you can see the little like chest. What's it called? Chest muscle.
Pecs.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I used to
I'll
wear
post
those.
on the
Oh,
podcast
no.
page. It was basically you're basically naked.
Yeah.
Basically no material.
Yeah, my nipples were always out. So I got on that weight loss journey because my brothers had FaceTime me and they thought I had a filter on. I hadn't seen it
Oh,
for 6
no.
months. And they're like, you're so big.
They
They're like,
said that?
Yeah, you're fat.
Oh,
Yeah, like that's how brothers are. They're
yeah,
just like
true.
harsh.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, next time I see them, I want to prove them wrong. So I started counting calories, and I just started walking every day, just very simple, just to get my body moving and to fill my body with good, nutritious food instead of that quick fast food that was like blocking so much of myself. So I started doing that, and then once I started building muscle and losing weight, I'm like, how else can I progress faster? And then I had that near-death experience, and I knew that the weekends weren't helping me at all. So that's when I decided to quit drinking alcohol.
So it's just all around a better on yourself.
Yeah.
Together,
And the funny thing is, I think I know that my confidence before the Janoskians led from me going to the gym and improving and being disciplined. I never drank soft drink. I quit soft drink for like 3 years.
Wow.
And that like gave me confidence, and I think that's what sparked the Janoskians, and I think I've just found it again, and I feel like, I've
that's
feel
amazing.
like
struck gold again.
Come back around in yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
Might start the Janoskians again. I have to ask you, your brother Jay was famously in a relationship with Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about her?
An inside scoop.
I just think that's insane.
Okay, yeah, I can tell you something. One of her favorite foods when we were hanging out with her was seaweed.
Oh,
I love seaweed. We're basically the same person.
You're basically Ariana. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'll send you Jay's Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's into girls that eat seaweed.
How
How did they meet each other? Was it online?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
online. It was through Twitter, and I think Ariana Grande's mum messaged Jay or something like that, and then he flew out to New York and saw her. And
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
yeah, it's so crazy. He'll never be able to live it down. Ever. Like,
And
how
see,
can you? She's like a world star.
But it was a bad experience. Didn't she cheat on him? And there was a big drama about it.
Yeah, there was.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know. I didn't.
They don't
physically
still
see
talk.
it myself.
They don't still.
Nah.
No.
Imagine saying that though. He can put that on his CV.
I'd put that on my tombstone.
I'd put it on my forehead.
Literally,
I was
tattoo
with
it.
Ariana Grande. Yeah.
And I have to ask it as well. You controversially convinced 93 of your fans into paying $20
Okay. Yeah, you Googled
to
me.
get your name tattooed on your wrist.
Yeah.
So they all thought they were getting
Their name.
their names written
Yeah.
on your
But
wrist.
it was the words, your name.
Yeah. So it was very
still have it?
strategically planned.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Where? No way.
Oh my God, it's pre-faded. Wow.
No way.
Wow.
So yeah, I went to my social media platforms and I said, "Hey guys, I appreciate and love all my fans. I want to get your name tattooed on me for a small price of $20." And the reason I said $20 because I knew if I said $200 and they found out that it was fake, the
get
people would be
sued.
coming after me.
Yeah.
So I did it pretty smart. 98 people, I think it was,
Okay.
and I made like $2,000. I didn't even pay the tattoo artist because he wanted to do it for clout. So
So you just made $2,000?
And did people
Yeah.
give you hate for that? Then obviously, yeah.
no, about like 4 out of the 98 people were like, "You're a scumbag."
Okay.
The rest were like, "That was a
Money.
mad joke."
Yeah.
I'm glad I paid $20
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Like,
They felt like they were a part of it.
yeah, they were
Okay.
part of like a public kind of like thing. which is
Yeah.
cool. So
And one more thing. Why did you sell bags of pubic hair?
yeah, okay, yeah. So
Please explain.
yeah, so I was sitting in a studio with a producer about 6 months before I'd done it, and he's like, "You know what would be so funny? People love you. It'd be so funny if you sold your pubes online." And I just like, shut up, like that's sick. Yuck,
Yeah.
disgusting. And then I went through a divorce, and I lost my job, and I was living off government subsidies, and I wanted
You
fame
were
again.
married.
You were married?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
my
for about
God.
6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole different story.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like to read a bit about that,
Yeah,
it's coming
In
out.
your book.
Yeah, February in my
Okay.
book. So I was not in a really healthy position,
Yeah.
and I wanted that quick attention spurt and a little bit of money as well. So I'm like, I just went publicly crazy and said, "Hey guys," I went into the bathroom, got some scissors,
And
cut
chopped
my pubes off.
And how many bags did you sell? How many bags of pubes?
I sold about 4 or 5.
For how much?
300 a gram, 150 a half bag.
It's like you're selling drugs the way you say it like that.
Drug ever.
And what do people do with it?
So one journalist, he got a gram of pubes And he glued it to his eyebrow and made a monobrow and then released an article on it. So
He stuck your pubes
Yeah.
to his face.
and he analyzed the pubes, saying like the amount of curl on the yeah, it's insane.
Oh my
Insane.
God. I can't. How do you even get to that level?
Can you give us a little insight into what the book's going to be about? You mentioned a divorce.
Yeah.
What else is kind of going to be coming in that, and like what kind of details did you go into about the divorce as well?
Yeah, so it's kind of just an autobiography
okay.
on the beginning of my life, high school, the fame, post-fame, how I dealt with the post-fame, navigated through a marriage, navigated through trying to find myself again, and coming to the point of where I am now and realizing the person that I am. So there are lots of very interesting stories, which I think is why it's a great book, because not many people can say that they've had the same experiences
100%, yeah.
and get to experience them from how I saw them at that moment. So yeah, I'm very excited to release it, and
amazing.
I think it's been a very fun reflection journey for me, and it's been good to do for my personal self-development.
And it'll be out in February.
Out in February, late January, early February, and it will be self-published completely.
Wow.
I got an offer from a publishing company, and remember how I was saying to you, advances.
Yeah.
So they offered me a very good amount, and I've got an editor and I want to pay him. So I went to the editor and I said, they've just offered me this much. And he's like, yes. And then they came back to me and they said, we don't like this part. We don't like your tone. Can you kind of shape it in this way so it comes out like this?
Not you then, like.
And I'm like, I just told my editor I'm going to pay him. So I went back to my editor and I said, this is the deal. Should we take the advance? He's like, no way.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm so glad that I chose you to edit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
Because
Yeah.
so we've gone with the choice to self-publish, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take me touring lots of different countries and going into book sales and literally selling the books one by one, individual copies on consignment. But so your guys' support would mean a lot. If you would like to read the book, I'm sure you can buy it from the website.
Definitely.
And a lot of girls listen to our podcast. Are you currently single?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are
Yeah,
you
I'm
looking
single.
what are you looking for in your next relationship? Are you looking for like
Yeah, no, I do definitely want to find a relationship. I'm just looking for someone with a strong mindset, a very strong mindset, knows what they want, and is very independent. So we're not relying off each other, and I want to find that going through the motions.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to put myself out and
look
search for
properly.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want the right time to come along. So
Love that.
yeah. I'm open.
And what are the Janoskians doing today?
Yeah, so Daniel he has a girlfriend and a baby now.
I've seen. Yeah.
So he's a dad.
Yeah.
We always knew he was going to be a
Dad
dad.
mods, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm keeping up with a bit of that on social media. My other mate, I'm not too sure. He got into like DJ and producing, so I think he's along that path. I think he's pretty successful. So Jay's got his painting business.
Oh yeah, he's really artistic.
Yeah, he loves it. He's really good at painting. He's very bad at business. And Luke is running his own commercial videography, photography, freelancing kind of business, and he's got like a bunch of clients. And we're all working together in harmony out of the same house, helping each other with our projects, but working on our own individual businesses with that Janoskian essence behind us.
That's nice that you can still kind of keep that
In some way.
In some way,
Yeah,
Do your own thing, but kind of come together when you need to, or when you want to come together.
Yeah, it's nice. And I think as men, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a clothing brand together as well.
Yeah, we
Pretty
do.
big.
Yeah, so that's what my business is like, running it.
Yeah.
So they come in and help. It's all of our clothing brand, but I'm running it. So I just want to keep creating cool stuff and get like really quality sourced clothing
Yes.
at an affordable price that is like streetwear fashion and that people can grow to love. And somehow I've ended up in the kids' clothing business. Because,
Really?
yeah, because all of our fans have grown up now and
They
have
have their
kids
own
of their own.
kids,
So
Aw.
it's so weird where life
so
has taken me.
cute.
Like, what am I doing?
And then last question: are you happy right now?
I guess I am. I feel content.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, that's
nice.
nice. That's a nice
Yeah.
word. Yeah.
I'm not sure what happiness means, but I just feel like I'm in the right place
Yeah,
at the moment.
You're getting
so,
there.
Yeah.
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 I think that's the only thing we can all look for in life is just to be content.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Life's always up and down, but
No,
as long as
yeah.
you're happy with your like core
Self.
and
Yeah.
values. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Amazing. Oh, thanks so much.
Thanks
Thank you
much
so
for
much,
having me.
Beau.
I can see why you guys are very successful. You guys,
Oh, thank you.
We'll leave Beau's Instagram and Dirty Pig and everything
On our
on our Home I Drink
Yeah.
page. So if you are looking to slide into Beau's DMs.
yeah, you can. Secrets and stalls, we always want to help you and give you advice, kind of like conversations you have with the girls in the bathroom of a nightclub. I haven't given any advice lately in bathrooms. Have you?
Probably, you know me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm trying to think. Probably
Sometimes I feel like an imposter doing this. Is that really bad?
what, like giving advice?
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Because sometimes, like, I don't know, I do it at home. Sometimes I'll be lying there and I'll be like, I've some neck to be giving people advice when I need
Yeah, but-
serious mental therapy at this stage. Like,
But also, like, who is anyone to give advice to anyone? Do you know that kind of way? We're not saying we're licensed advice. givers, But like,
we always say we're not buyable.
no, and like, even if you turn to a friend and ask for advice about something, that friend probably wouldn't follow the advice. No one ever
True.
does follow their own. But like, you can be good at giving advice.
Yeah.
My mom said I was good at giving advice.
Did she?
She said she listens every week and said I'm good.
We love you.
My mom says I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it. I feel like an imposter when it's like a really hard advice that I don't know, like necessarily know.
There
what
have
would
been ones that we've come across though, and we've genuinely said we
stumped.
can't.
Yeah,
we can't
yeah.
because there's some situations where you don't want to.
say the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Because you feel like it's a responsibility in a
Yeah.
way. Obviously, no one would ever do something just because we said it anyway. You obviously have your own feelings and friends as well. What's Dana ringing me for?
Oh, Daniel.
Hello, I'm in the podcast, Dano.
Yeah.
What do you think of the flares now?
Oh, guys, Dano's wearing a flare. Oh, they're
Are
actually
they
all right.
really
you know.
flares,
No,
though?
they're actually all right
Show
now.
me.
Look, he got a smaller size.
Tell me. Oh yeah, they're better.
That's nice.
Do they come over your runners?
Yeah, they come over the runner.
Oh yeah, no, they're nice.
The little.
He looks like
flare.
Beckham.
The little. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Oh, look at my Beckham there.
You're Beckham.
Yeah, I love them. Okay, love you. Love you. Bye bye. Love you.
Yeah,
When it's just me on the phone.
I love you. You just want to say it too properly. No.
Yeah, it's like when there's advice that we've gone through before, it's much easier to give. Yeah. Anyway, these are all sent in to our email address, which is homeidrink@goloudnow.com, and that's where we take the dilemmas in. So we're just gonna do one because that
It's
episode
a
is
long
very
episode, yeah.
Yeah. So it is, hi Charlene and Ellie, hope all is well with ye. Love you, thank you. So my dilemma is I have 3 friends who I've been friends with since secondary school, and 3 out of 4 of us are now in college. We've always been close and we'd always go on nights out, trips and do loads together, but aren't like that anymore. The friend who has not been shouted out, not so much by me, but my other 2 friends, will have get-togethers and pranks, etc., and not invite our other friends. It bothers me that they do that and I feel awful, but I don't want to have to pick sides, and if people fall out with me, I'm caught in the middle. Second part of my dilemma is that my 2 friends also have boyfriends, and anytime we go on a night out with the boyfriends, the boyfriends always come, and I can't help but feel so awkward and feel like I'm a sore thumb. I really don't know what to do, and I don't want to say anything that they may take up the wrong way or think that I'm just jealous or something. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Love you girls so much. You like big sisters that I never had.
Oh, my heart.
Oh,
Love
you loads. I feel like I'm gonna start with the boyfriend part. Like, I don't ever feel like a third wheel.
No.
Maybe it's because I've only with a couple who don't make me feel like that. But I love hanging out with couples.
Do you?
Yeah, I love being a third wheel.
Do you?
I think it's so fun. Like,
Well, like, what if you're with like two couples?
yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah, if there was like 2 girlfriends, 2 boyfriends.
Yeah, like think of it. Like you're
wouldn't care.
you're the crazy single fun person. Like
Very single fun. Depressed, single and lonely. Are you mad? Are you mad? It's the most depressing thing ever to hang around with couples. I wouldn't do it.
Would you not?
No.
I like when I was single even I liked to be with couples.
No, I'd get bitter and all and try and break us all up. No, I wouldn't. I wasn't.
Yeah. That's how, I wonder, could you like not tell her, can you just have a girls' night?
Yeah.
You
Tell their fellas to go away.
Like,
I wonder, is it a small place they live though where like it's the only place to go and the fellas end up there kind of thing?
if there can't be one singular place, surely.
They could live in Schneemberg.
True.
There's
There is one
nothing
singular
down
place
there.
there. And then to the friend thing, like it's really hard because
Being stuck in the middle of something.
you really are stuck in the middle. You either go with the friends who they are icing out,
Mm-hmm.
or go with the ones who. I tend to go with the one that they're icing out, to be honest, because
Yeah, why is she on her own?
it's not really nice that they're doing that. If there's no reason, unless she was a bitch or
Why? Because the three of them went to college and one of them didn't?
Yeah.
Is that the only reason?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if there was an actual reason that they don't want to hang around with her, like if something bad happened or whatever, right, I get it, but this just seems like it's just, they're just choosing
Yeah.
to isolate someone for no reason.
Like,
Why can't the four of you hang around?
yeah, why
They're
can't? There's no. She hasn't said that. He said, "Oh, we don't want her there." So maybe
just isolating
maybe
her for no
it's
reason.
just you. Maybe you should be like, girls, can we, or should we invite her? Like, I want to invite her.
Yeah.
I want her there. And like, even on your nights out, if you have her, at least you don't feel. Then you don't have to really address the boyfriend thing because you can be like, right, they have their fellas, I have my friends.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You don't feel like the fifth wheel.
Why can't? Yeah, maybe say to the two girls, can we bring so-and-so along?
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm going to text Charlene or whatever her
Yeah.
name is. Yeah, and
Or
just
it-
say, do you want to come?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even, I wouldn't
even ask
say it
for
in,
permission,
yeah, I wouldn't
yeah.
say it in a way that you're asking their permission. I just be like, oh, grand, I'll let so-and-so know.
Yeah.
This is our plan
Yeah.
and see what she's up to.
Or even if they don't, if they're like really against her, if something did happen or she done something, then like don't be afraid to hang out with her by yourself. Don't
Yeah.
not be friends with someone over someone else.
Yeah.
Like
If you want to be
they-
friends with her, you be friends with
Yeah,
her. Don't let
yeah.
them have an impact on
yeah.
who you hang around with.
Do you think that if someone has done something to a friend that you shouldn't be friends with them?
Depends what it is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the like line?
I don't know, because I don't think I've ever been in a situation
No,
like
yeah,
that. I'm trying to
no.
think of one in my head to be like,
Yeah.
okay. But like, I don't know if I've ever been with been friends with someone that I don't like their friend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Have I?
I think I definitely have when I was younger though. I can't think. That's why I can't think of someone now. But like, I'd never expect someone to completely fall out with someone over.
No. If they want to hang around with them, that's on them.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to me and the friend,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to speak about the person we
Yeah.
don't like. I'm trying to think. Do I?
I know. I definitely have.
I can't think of one right now.
I de-
But
I'm not that I've proper like had. Probably not a situation where you wouldn't be friends. Probably a situation where you just don't like a friend's friend.
Yeah.
Over something that happened when you're younger.
yeah. One of those situations. No, I think bring that girl along.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can send your dilemmas into howadrink@goloud.com, and we obviously only answered one dilemma here, so we have a lot more dilemmas in our bonus episode, which is How I Drink Extra Juice, which comes out on Monday and every Monday for the rest of the time.
Foreseeable.
And you can listen on the GoLoud app or wherever you get your podcasts. So, Sip or Skip, we take a topic based on the week's episode, and because the name of the podcast is called How I Drink, we're holding our Coca-Cola Zero Sugars.
We are.
And we are sipping or skipping it along. So this week's Sip or Skip is being YouTube famous. Sip or skip. That level, like Beau's level of YouTube fame.
I'm going to say skip just from hearing his experiences of it, but there was definitely a time in my life where I wanted that. That was the goal. Yeah.
But that's
to
mad.
get
It's like
that.
it's mad because that was the goal because you didn't know what.
Yeah, you didn't
behind
know
scenes.
the bad part of it. You saw the glitz and glamour and the fame and thought that's an easy, handy life.
Like, when do you ever hear someone being like, "I love being famous, so good"? Like it's
Never.
always these horror stories.
Yeah. And especially, I wouldn't like to be that famous that young.
No,
No way.
because it shapes your brain. Your brain's
Oh
still
my
developing.
God, you don't know what's going on in life.
Yeah.
Look at, like, I feel like so many child stars and all in Hollywood, they're just not the same
No,
since being child stars.
Mm-mm. No, completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip.
See, I'm gonna skip.
Mm.
No Coca-Cola Zero Sugar for us. today.
Sorry.
No sleeping.
Parched.
We'll have some afterwards now. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. A huge thank you to Coca-Cola Zero Sugar for sponsoring the podcast. We're huge fans of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar and we are so excited to be working with a brand that we absolutely love.
Make sure to pick up a can the next time you are out and about. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is available nationwide.
Oh, that was reminds me of Nationwide is on your mind. Also, now you can go back and listen to the bonus episode for Monday, Home I Drink Extra Juice. So make sure to listen back to that now before a new bonus episode next Monday. Don't forget to like, rate and subscribe to the podcast and we'll see you on Monday.
We love you, loves.
Love you.
Bye.
Hold My Drink with Charlene and Ellie, a GoLoud original podcast, proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Best Coke ever? Take a taste.